Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be demonstrating how to create this sponge stencil effect on your cake. I've used Bakels fondant here and I'm rolling it out to about 3mm in thickness. And I just kept it white and I'm going in with a little pin to pop any air bubbles. So you want to insert your pin diagonally and then with a fondant smoother press out the air. Lay your fondant over your cakes. If you'd like to see how to assemble your cake ready for fondant covering, I'll leave a video link in the description box below or on your screen on the right hand side. Just wait for the little eye to come down. Undo the pleats, massage the fondant onto your cake till it's all the way at the bottom, and then use your fondant smoother just to make sure it's adhered to the very bottom. Normally I use a sharp knife, couldn't find a sharp knife, so I have a spatula and I'm just cutting away the excess. It did pull a little bit of the fondant up, but that's okay, very easy fix. Just take your smoother and press it back down. To create the sharp edges, I have two fondant smoothers and I'm sort of clapping them and creating very tight circular motions at the very top of my cake. Do the exact same with a 5" as well. So undoing the pleats, massaging the fondant on, and then give it a good smooth down. Pop your cakes in the fridge in the meantime. And for the colours, I have two gel food colours here, teal and yellow by Americolor. I've added in some alcohol, so vodka. You can add lemon extract instead if you can't use alcohol. And then some pins securing my stencil on my cake. Make sure it's nice and tight against the cake so the ink or the edible gel food colour doesn't get under the stencil. I have just a regular sponge I bought from the $2 shop and I've dabbed it into the colour and straight onto my cake. You can dab the sponge just in the alcohol to get the lighter shade or directly on that dot of gel colour that you had to get those darker shades. I've gone in with yellow and I've dubbed it over the teal so it's created this really pretty green. And then with a third sponge, I'm trying to avoid the rest of the colours so I get a truer yellow coming through just at the very top. Once I'm satisfied with that, I'll go into the colour again and just add yellow where it's kind of missing at the bottom. Once you're happy with that, remove the pins and then reposition it to continue. So line it up with a stencil. Normally the stencils line up perfectly when you reposition them. Make sure it's nice and tight on there and just repeat the same step. I'm trying also to avoid the very top of the cake. I didn't want to completely bring that design up. I wanted it to be bare at the very top. Go in with the yellow where the sort of the edible colour ends. And then I've popped my top tier on with a little bit of buttercream to stick it on, and there are dowels in the cake as well to support the weight. To create the edible yellow pearls, I have some yellow fondant, rolling it out to a sausage, making sure it's coated in cornstarch so it doesn't stick to my mould, and I'm pressing it into the largest pearl set. Take a sharp spatula and just zigzag up and down as you kind of pull towards your hand to take off the excess. Turn your mould upside down and then push with your thumbs behind it and peel the mould around the pearls outwards with your other hand. I hope that made sense. Now that your pearls are ready, I've got some water and just adding it to the very base of my cake so the fondant sticks to the cake. You can try to pop them directly on there. What I like to do is lay them flat upside down on the cake, and then I use a brush on my fingers to move them closer to the edge and then just flip them over. I find this a lot quicker and a lot easier this way. That is how you create a really cool effect using the sponge, some gel food colour, alcohol, and the stencil, of course. I purposely made sure not to bring that sponge daubed all the way up the cake. I left it about here. I think it would look really nice too if I had gone diagonally. But if I were to do that, I'd use a mask or something to guide me because I did get pretty sponge happy with this one. I almost brought up all the way. You just keep adding. It just looks awesome. I'd also quickly suggest with the pearls at the base. I was going to use a ribbon, but then I figured pearly pearls look nicer, and I went with the color that was least visible on the cake. So there's a lot of teal, there's a lot of green happening, and there's not a lot of yellow. Yellow really makes the cake pop. I think that's what really just completes the cake, and that's why I added the yellow in the pearls here, to really help the yellow on the cake to pop. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. If you do, please send me your photos. I would love to see what you guys come up with as well. I apologize in advance for my voice, I'm losing it. For the next like 2 months worth of videos on YouTube, it's all gonna be like this. It was just the worst possible timing. But you can still understand me, and I guess that's an important thing. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll catch you on Thursday for our live stream. I'll see you then.